Set your alarm for Sam Cohen, but it is well worth it. It is well worth it. All right, I asked you before the break again, overrated or underrated the World Baseball Classic. I've been really enjoying the games that I've watched now. It's for me it's a little here and there, right? Because like I turned on Mexico Brazil at one point and it was 11-0. And I don't care if it's your favorite baseball team. If I turn on the Rays, if I get home and the Rays are on and it's 11-0, I'm doing something else.
Yeah.
I'm not hanging in for that game. So those games obviously not very interesting.
We've seen some thrilling ones though.
But that's what I was going to say. Then you get to last night.
Even before that.
Oh yeah, no, but I'm just saying last night in particular because we just saw it with USA hanging on against the Dominican Republic 2-1. I think there's been some great games as well, and I think the energy around it, especially from I mentioned earlier, teams like the Dominican Republic, it's just a different level sometimes than you see in Major League Baseball. But also, I kind of get it because you play 162 in a Major League Baseball season, and you can't have that energy every day like that.
You can't. But also, they're at the beginning. They haven't even played the season yet. They're fresh off their offseason. Yeah. So there's something to that. Now, overall, overrated, underrated. I love this World Baseball Classic. I love the World Baseball Classic in general. But it is overrated.
I was shocked during the break when you told me you thought that because I was convinced you were going the other way.
Once we get down to the nitty-gritty, to games like last night, it's exactly where we need it to be. But... Excuse me. At times, it is overrated. And I'll tell you why.
Like when it's 11-0?
Not even that. It's more so, you look at the Dominican team, and all those guys, when they talk about the playing for the Dominican and what it means to them, I truly believe them. But that's a very small portion of the World Baseball Classic. When you start to talk about Italy, when you start to talk about the Netherlands, but Italy's still in it, these guys aren't from some of them are, but a lot of the guys aren't from the country.
Do you need that? If there's great competition, do you need guys to have that level of love for the team they're playing with?
Yes, because it's scattered. When you have a team like the Dominican that you can tell it's like they look like they're going to die if they lose.
Yeah. But I feel like those dudes, you put them in another tournament and it has nothing to do with the Dominican Republic, and they're still going to be those dudes. Like we've seen Junior Caminero in the Winter League last year with the bat flip, and it was a big game. It was like I think it was a championship game or whatever it was, but still we've seen that energy outside the World Baseball Classic from guys from the Dominican.
Julio Rodriguez took a pitch off the hand, said he's like, I'm not getting out of this game. Went and made an insane robbing of a home run of Aaron Judge right after that over the wall. And listen to Julio Rodriguez last week when he was talking about the World Baseball Classic.
Winning the World Baseball Classic or the World Series? You can't choose, can you?
No. I mean, being honest though, like I love the Mariners. They know I give my best for them every single time that I step on the field. But winning a World Baseball Classic will be top of the list. You know, this is for my country, this is for my town, this is for my people, my neighborhood, like everybody in the Dominican Republic. So I would say winning the World Baseball Classic will be number one.
Number one over.
I still find that crazy.
But you don't have to believe. I mean, that's him. That's coming from the source.
I believe him. I just think it's crazy.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is the pride for their country. It's kind of the point I'm making. You might call it crazy, but that's where we're at. And we don't have that with every team. It's just the Dominican and America too. But some of these teams, you just don't have that pride like that. So it's scattered. Where you in the Olympics, you don't feel that way. So on top of that,
but I still think the World Baseball Classic is more interesting, entertaining, and something I want to watch than 99% of things in the Olympics.
Yeah, but when I talk about the Olympics, specifically Olympic hockey and specifically baseball, the World Baseball Classic, or Four Nations for that matter, you're playing for your team, the pride in your country. And then on top of that, I want to see Paul Skeens be able to go the distance. But I know he can't, and he shouldn't.
He's not going to do that in spring training either.
Yeah, so if you're saying he's not going to do that in spring training, exactly to my point once again, you're on a pitch count. You're comparing it to spring training. It's not a full go for some of the guys, really the pitchers more so than anything. And I'm fine with that. That's something I'm okay with. But when you ask me about where it's at as far as overrated or underrated, very entertaining. It's amazing. But the accomplishment, it's just a little bit different than what you would get with an Olympic team.
Let's say next year they're both going to happen again. They're not. Let's just say they are. You can only watch the World Baseball Classic or the Four Nations? I'm only letting you watch one of them.
More teams in the World Baseball Classic. I'm going World Baseball Classic.
Okay, so let's narrow it down. You can't watch as many teams. You can only see the same amount of teams that are in the world that are in the Four Nations.
You give me the best teams in the World Baseball Classic?
Yeah, because that's what you'd have if you're, it is the best of the best in the Four Nations. You can only watch baseball or hockey in those two
Four
competitions.
Nations.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised by that.
I'm a baseball guy.
I don't know if I believe you either.
Well, you don't have to believe me. I'm telling you. I'm a baseball guy. The Four Nations was electric. Like, as far as so is World Baseball Classic, but it's a different type of electricity. You don't have Paul Skeens going on the mound in the final game. You have Nolan McLean. You don't have Scooble there. Why? Because he wants to go pitch for his team and get ready in spring training action. There's something different. Nobody's doing that. They're all going to play in the Four Nations. That's the difference. The level of competition. When you ask me, when we get down to the nitty-gritty of what makes something so entertaining and interesting, I want the best of the best there, and I want them available for as long as they can be available, not worrying about something else on the side. Now, with me saying that, I'm still glad they're concerned about their teams.
Yeah.
But when we ask about what makes it electric, it is electric, but it could be even more.
Yeah. No, listen, you make some great points. I still think it's underrated. And I think about, like, for instance, Nick Wise, who comes in here and says to us, like, nobody's watching the World Baseball Classic. But then we get people like John texting in talking about how great last night was, even though it was only 2-1. A lot of people, when they watch baseball, it's almost like college football fans, it doesn't count until there's a bunch of runs scored or until there's a bunch of points scored. Some people don't like low-scoring games, great pitching performances. We got that last night. And we got people texting in about how good it was.
It's an all-star game that matters. Like, it's everything we wish the all-star. When you look at the lineup, USA, Bobby Witt Jr., Bryce Harper, Judge, Schwarber, Henderson, Smith, Anthony, they are. And then you look at Dominican, Tatis, Marte, Soto, Guerrero, Machado, Jr., Rodriguez. These are packed. These are jam-packed. It's really, really great stuff.
I feel like if Miguel Cabrera played today, he'd bend over for a ground ball to third base, unlike in the All-Star game when he just refused to bother.
But unfortunately, this was just a semifinal game, and you're not going to have it great as a matchup. It's not going to. I don't think it's going to be as electric as the semifinal, the final being. I don't think it's going to be as electric.
Yeah, I mean, beating Italy, hopefully, if that's what the matchup ends up being, would be nice because it would be the revenge factor. But the point you make about not having the best pitchers in the final game is a very good one. Like, not like you want the end to be, the final. But we see that a lot in sports in general, where we say during a playoff run or a NCAA tournament, for instance, we might look in a few weeks and go, man, you know what? We're not getting the best matchups that we could. You know what I mean? It happens all the time.
But then again, Venezuela takes down Japan to get to this game against Italy, and that was a thrilling game, too, the way that went down.